Strand, chair of Oahu Democrats, with candidate Ian Ross, who is running for the Senate District 11. Aloha, Ian.
Aloha, Lorna. Thanks for having me today.
Tell us about where you were born and your childhood ohana.
Sure. I was born here in Oahu, actually in the district that I'm running in, and I was raised by my mother on Kauai. So we grew up together there with cats and dogs, and going to both public and private schools. And I moved back into the district I live in now when I attended college at the University of Hawaii at Mānoa.
And so you called your district home now with your adult life ohana?
Yes, that's right. I live with my girlfriend Ashley and our cat Belle in Makiki off of Keaomoku Street.
Uh-huh. Tell us about someone who's your personal hero who inspires to keep you going every day.
Well, I would say President Barack Obama. Everyone in Hawaii deserves the opportunity to be successful. And as someone raised by a single mother here in Hawaii, I was inspired by his example. In 2005, years before he announced he was running for president, I was 15 years old and I read his biography. And that's where I was first inspired to get into community organizing, actually. He overcame an enormous amount of barriers right here in Honolulu, right in the district that I'm living in, born in, running in. And I see so many young people with enormous talent who aren't yet given the opportunity to reach their full potential. And I'm running for state senate, not just for the people who have, as President Biden might say, started off on third base, but for the people who are starting out with real challenges. And we need to ensure that more people are given the economic, social, and educational opportunities to do great things.
What would you call the defining moments or events in your life to help shape you as a Democrat?
Well, one of them was when then Congresswoman Hirono actually gave my mother and I tickets to Obama's first inauguration for president. We had to scrape together every dollar we could to attend. And it was a real challenge, but I'm so glad we went. At an event later that evening, I actually had the opportunity to meet Congressman Kucinich, and I connected with him and we talked about issues facing this country. I was just 18 years old, and he offered me an internship that summer. So I worked through high school, saved up every penny I could, and went off to DC. And that was actually one of my starts in policy. Another defining moment for me was the time I spent with my friend Kaulana. I met her on Kauai. She was a brilliant young Native Hawaiian woman with absolutely boundless potential. She wanted to become a biologist, and her happiest memories were when she would visit cave spiders, crawling in the dark and seeing these exotic indigenous spiders for Kauai. To me, that sounds horrifying, but that's one of her favorite memories. Like me, she also was raised by a single mom, but she faced a lot more challenges growing up. She lived in public housing, and she had to often bounce between different family members' homes. But we worked on a bunch of projects together. Young Democrats, spearheading creating a student ID bus pass, creating a youth advisory committee to Mayor Bernard Cavalia. And while we were close and we talked all the time, sometimes friends can't always share all the challenges they have and about their struggles. Looking back, housing insecurity, a lack of mental health services, the general pessimism that so many young people often have in Hawaii about their futures here, I think were all factors. And one summer when I was in DC, she ended her life. And she was my best friend. It was absolutely devastating. That experience really emphasized for me the short time we have to make a difference. And I finished making the student ID bus pass that she and I started. And it was voted on unanimously by the student government to call it the Kaulana bus pass. And now it continues to offer 10 years on affordable, reliable, sustainable transportation of people who want to improve their lives through higher education. And so everyone who attends that college carries her name in their pocket. And that's a way to honor her memory.
In the minute we have left, can you tell us why you believe you're the right Democrat for the job of Senate District 11?
I believe that we need to offer a fresh perspective and a collaborative approach to solving the many problems facing our district and Hawaii. From my years working as an aide and analyst at the Capitol, to my work in legislation with nonprofits such as the Alzheimer's Association, to community organizing as chair of the Makiki Neighborhood Board, I have a track record to point to demonstrating how my bottom-up grassroots approach works and brings about results. With Senator Brian Taniguchi retiring, he's leaving big shoes to fill. And I want to follow his example by serving the people with hard work and honesty.
Wonderful. If Democrats want to volunteer for your campaign, how can they contact you?
Well, I would be honored for the support. They can visit my website at rossforhawaii.com and click volunteer, or they can just go ahead and send me a text message. My number is 808-652-3380.
Wonderful. Mahalo, Ian. Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha.